Welcome in everybody to Mystic Rick's Crypto Picks. I am your host, Mystic Rick. Thanks for coming in today. We're going to talk about Solana and what it's capable of. Can it break that $400 mark along the upward movement of the entire crypto market right now? And before we get started, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit that share button. This helps the YouTube algorithm get my content out there for everybody to be able to see. And I know I've been away for a while, but hey, we have life things that happen. And now we can start getting back to our content. So, first of all, let's take a dive in. Let's look at what the market's doing right now for our top 10. We have Bitcoin, the king, coming in at $54,227. It is up 25.5% over the week, down 0.7% over the 24-hour block. Ethereum trying to make a comeback at $3,603, up 0.85% for the day and 20.2% for the week. Binance coin recovering strong at $441.15, up 0.5% for the day and 14.8% on the week. Cardano, $2.29, and I think Cardano is gonna explode here soon. You just have to keep watching it. And of course, no one cares about Tether. XRP's it's down for the day at $1.07, but up 13.1% for the week. And Solana struggling over the last 24 hours at $155, but it is up 12.29% for the week. Dot coming in strong. It's at $34.79, and I think Dot can make a movement towards that $60 to $75 mark here very soon. It is up 23.3% for the week, up 7.6% for the 24-hour block. And Dogecoin rounding out the top 10 at 24 cents is down 4.5% for the day, up 20.7% for the week. And no new surprisers that have popped up in the top 20. But Shiba Inu is up 267%. That might be looking like a nice short to come in there soon. That is not financial advice, of course, but I'd like to see what Shiba Inu is up to all of a sudden and be up 267%. And Litecoin slowly, possibly falling out of the top 20. It is just not doing anything surprising. Avalanche is down right now, both for the day and for the week. So, with that being said, let's actually take a dive into our charts right now. We'll take a look at Bitcoin first. The Tux indicator on the hourly just flashed a buy signal. If you can look down here, the Fu Manchu has flashed a green dot, which means that Bitcoin does have room to go on the hourly. We're sitting at a 54.5% RSI, so just crossed that halfway point, which is good. It means that the RSI is primed and ready to go. We've gotten through all of this horrendous red dot and bearish divergence. I mean, it was just constant bearish divergence through here. So many sell signals that the Tux indicator was picking up. It was just absolutely horrible. Now, what we can do is we can actually measure this out from the last movement down to the movement up and see what we have here. We'll actually take the lowest point of that. Okay, so we've actually cleared some good space when it comes to that, and I'll actually scroll out so we can actually look. Computer's not wanting to go back that far. We'd have to go to the daily for that. Okay, so here's our daily. Bitcoin is looking strong on a daily. It still has some room to go on a daily, but I would be cautious that the daily RSI is 74. So just be mindful there that our daily RSI is at oops, this wrong thing here. Our daily RSI is at 74 here. And so the next target is basically headed towards our all-time high. Which again, that's what you get whether pulling from top to bottom, bottom to top on the daily. So that's what I'm seeing here um, out of our next movement. Um, they're both giving me um, a marker of that 64 to $65,000 region, which would be the the 618, which would be pretty nice to see the 618. I think if we see the 618 on Bitcoin, everything is going to be pumping. Hubris to God. Um, again, we will have a bear market. Okay, um, Bitcoin will see a bear market. When is that going to happen? Um, no one knows for sure when that's going to happen, and that's because we still have growing interest, but we also have to be mindful that Bitcoin is still in a position that any type of black swan event could bring Bitcoin to its knees, back to what we saw, uh, back here, right down in the 30s and the 20s. All it takes is another black swan event to cut Bitcoin at the knees like that. But yes, the mountain-based theory still stands. And the reason why it still stands is because up to this date, there's no evidence to refute it. Yes, there's people saying that, oh, well, Bitcoin's pumping, so that means that your mountain-based theory is inaccurate. But there's no part of my theory that says, um, hey, on this date, uh, Bitcoin will hit my theory. What it states is that once we, excuse me, once we enter a bear market, and Bitcoin does pull down, um, that it will bring itself as well as the other cryptocurrencies, which if we pull out here to the daily, you can see it. It will bring itself and its other cryptocurrencies down to the base of the mountain. Okay, so with that line being right about $19,963. For those that don't think that that's possible, well, didn't you see Bitcoin pump all the way to 20,000 and fall all the way back down to under $3,000 after the last bull run? So Bitcoin has already done a 3x from its previous all-time high. There's absolutely nothing unrealistic about Bitcoin coming down. So for instance, if we do let's say here in December we end the bull run, okay, if we measured that out, let me see if I can find my ruler here. If we measured that out from where we currently are, that would only be a 48% drop to enter the secondary markdown zone. Only a 48% drop. So you've seen Bitcoin historically, right? If this region was as high as if this region was as high as Bitcoin could go, well, a 48 to 50% drop is of course very, very easy to unfold. So again, we just have to sit and watch. Um, until we set a new all-time high, it is considered a reaction rally. I know there's people that are saying it's not a reaction rally, but again, they said the same thing here. 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 Okay, they said the same thing here. So what that leads us to is, until proven otherwise, this is the all-time high. So, um, yes, Bitcoin could come up and break it, right? It could break that neckline of the all-time high. But until that happens, all we have to go by is that currently we're in a reaction rally and need to be vigilant. We're in new times of cryptocurrency. You no longer have to stack Bitcoin in order to get into altcoins. There's a lot of differences that we have to be mindful when we are conducting our technical analysis now. Um, but from what I can see right now in terms of Bitcoin, is that on the hourly, um, if we pull up where we are on the hourly right now, um, I see Bitcoin potentially pumping um, up to about the this this ceiling over here at about 55 to possibly even 50 $57,000. Um, it's not unrealistic for it to come up to the 618 and flirt up here with this 64 to $65,000 region, but we got to see it. We have to see it first. Okay, um, we're looking really strong here, and if we actually pull out our tool, we're looking pretty good in terms of our actual pattern here. We're looking pretty good in terms of our pattern. So that's one thing as a technical analyst that I look out for is patterns. I look out for divergences. I also look out for news, right? There is news events that can pump the price and dump the price. So those are things we have to be mindful of as traders, as hodlers, um, as purchasers of crypto, that um, you can never ignore the news in the crypto community. The news is very, very important in the crypto community, whether it's real or whether it's FUD. We still have to pay attention to it. And so, patterns is one of the things we watch. Okay, so um, for instance, as Bitcoin is moving up this bullish pattern, if it breaks this line, then that's when I start to have a watchful eye. Okay, that's the sign to either get out of my trade and possibly get ready for a short, or just close the trade altogether. Now it does have the potential to come back up again. However, if you end up in a situation like this over here, right? If you didn't get out, and let's say you got in a trade right here, okay, you got a trade right here, it's looking good. You started moving up your stop loss to your entry point, and then eventually you've moved your stop loss into the profit, and then bam, right? It takes you out of your trade. So this is why we have to be mindful when we are doing any trading, is that things like this can happen very, very rapidly. Now, as we take a look over at Solana, all right, the tux on the hourly for Solana actually flashed a sell signal 3 hours ago. So what I'm seeing right now on the Solana chart, we are sitting at, let me see here. We can go out to our, why I'm not picking up data right now. But I can still do it manually. Right now we're sitting at about a 44 RSI, and as of right now, um, Solana has just been doing this really just, I mean, just inconsistent, choppy thing, but it's been taking a downward a downward pattern, and so that's something that I'm paying attention to. And so what we would do for our trend line here is we could mark the trend line from the top. Okay, we would change this to green. We can pull this up so we can adjust it if we need to. Okay, and be mindful, I am using the Heiken Ashi candles. Your trend lines will look different if you're using the standard um, candles. So this is the line I'd be paying attention to um, for Solana. Okay, so for instance, if you would have had a trend line from here, okay, right in here is the time that you had to get out of trade. If you got in down here, you're still in profits, but you needed to get up here. The sell signal was right there from the tux, letting you know that, hey, it's probably going to drop down below that trend line. Okay. So the reason why I use the green and the red is, hey, if we cut above this downward trend, that's my signal to go long. Okay. Just like when we had this trend here. Okay. When it went below, that was the signal to get out of um, that long position and either go short or just hold. So when we scroll out and look at Solana further on the hourly, um, there was a lot of support in here, right? But prior support can be future resistance. And Solana did need to cool off. I mean, it skyrocketed way too fast. I mean, if you just even look at here on the hourly, I mean, it just went straight vertical on the hourly multiple times. Okay, you can look here multiple times. It was just almost straight vertical on the hourly. And as much as we like to see that for our balances, it's not healthy for the crypto to continue doing that without some sort of cool off period. And so I think that's what we're still in right now for Solana is our cool off period. But I would also be mindful of watching out that we just had a bearish divergence on Solana on the hourly this morning. And what that means is that, um, so if you look here, and we can go back farther, right? Price was setting a higher high, but RSI was setting a lower high. That's bearish divergence. Price is going to come down. We had it again. We had bullish divergence over here, which is where the RSI is making a higher low. Okay. RSI is making a higher low, and price is making a lower low, bullish divergence, price takes off. So these are things that we can watch out for. And that was on the RSI, and that was also on the momentum indicator, okay? The money flow. So so it's just something that that we should look at. So if you don't understand how the Vumanchu works, this green right here, that's your money flow, right? So green is positive money flow, price is going up. Red is negative money flow, it's people selling, the price is coming down. This is your momentum waves. It shows bullish. That's where it's bearish divergence. This white line you see in between, that's your RSI. You can see the green line right there. It's showing that the RSI is forming bullish divergence. Over here, it shows that the RSI is forming multiple connected bearish divergences, which means price is going to come down. So all this action to the downside right here was seen right here on the indicator. So so that's just something to watch out for. Now, if we go over here to the Solana ecosystem on Solana.com, there's a lot of projects that you guys can look into. They have a whole schematic of the projects that are in here. I used to be a holder of Dino, but I am not holding Dino anymore. You can come here to look at um, some exchanges, and there's several on here that you guys can come to look at whenever you're trying to figure out what sort of projects you want to get into. Cropper Finance is one that I'm currently holding at this time. I do have some Cropper Finance. Serum is an amazing project, amazing DEX. It is a very solid project, and there's several more that you guys can get into. I'm actually going to have another video on Fabric soon, so you guys should stay tuned for that. Um, Now, this Solana is something that I'm interested in looking into. It's about NFTs, and Solana, they don't have any much information on it now, but it is something that I'm going to be looking into here in the future. So I'm super excited to figure out what Solana is all about. And there's also a way that you guys can come over to CoinMarketCap and be able to look at the individual tokens that fall under a blockchain. For instance, if you also want to see what's happening on the Solana ecosystem in terms of the data, you can also go to solanabeach.io. You can pull up all the data. You can see what's happening with the validators and the RPC nodes around the world. You can look at the current slot times the for the network. You can actually look at the total transactions, the current transactions per second. It can handle up to 50,000. The current circulating supply is 298.1 million. It shows the price, active staked Solana right now. And so it's a very, very interactive system. So definitely something that you guys should tune into when you're trying to learn more about how the Solana network is moving. So with that being said, that is all I really have for you guys today. I see we don't have any questions, so I'm going to hold off on the questions. And something I also want to do with Solana is I actually wanted to look out at the daily and see where we are. So money flow is still in the green on the daily, but again, yesterday we had some bearish action. We had a red dot on the daily, and you can see the action there. So I'm really interested to see where we're heading soon. Again, I will keep my trend line posted and I will maintain that. That way I can kind of keep an eye on that for you guys. The Tux has not flashed a sell signal on the daily yet. It's still saying we're in buy territory. And so as long as we're not setting a lower low, that's what I'm looking out for, right? So basically, our low on this downtrend was it was $115. So as long as we're not setting a lower low, we're still in bullish momentum. But again, look at the daily for Solana back here. I mean, this was just straight vertical in a very short amount of time, right? This wasn't over several months. Okay, this was literally over the course of July to September. I mean, just straight up. And so, as you can see, there was a trend line set here that was a warning sign, as I drew this several months ago in video, that hey, if it broke this neckline of this green trend line, that Solana would take off. And there you have it, and it did. So if you were watching my video and you actually got in down here at um, $21, $22, and you were able to catch this train all the way up here to $215, then you did pretty well. So, but again, if you're looking at the daily, just that's what we want to see. We want to see Solana continue to set higher lows. So right now, we are in higher low territory. Opinion on Dot, KSM, and Moon River. Dot and KSM are very strong projects. Moon River, I don't know much about, but it is something that I can look into. So, or Moonbeam. Well, what I can do is on my off time, I will try to dig into those projects and look at their fundamentals. And but Dot and KSM have very strong fundamentals. Kasama is a very strong project, and Dot is a strong project too. It's just a young ecosystem, right? And I believe that the next actual bull run we have, we'll see Dot go above 100 to 100 to $200. Um, Solana is young as well. Solana just has a lot more support, community, and just overall power behind it than Dot does. But I say let's give Dot the time to survive a bear market, and Dot is going to be that coin that you're going to want to DCA into in the next bear market. KSM as well. Kasama shocked the world the way it skyrocketed. I was watching Kasama, I believe on either Gate or KuCoin. I can't remember which exchange I was watching it on. So and then also Solanaium, right? If you guys were paying attention to Solanaium back when I was telling you guys about it months ago, and I said, hey, you want to stack up on Solanaium. So if you look back here when it came all the way down, On some exchanges, it was as low as 11 cents. So imagine taking 10, 20, 30 grand and dumping in and being able to catch it all the way up. It went as high um, as $5.50, $5.58 in a matter of 1 month. So that was I told people several times, get Solana. It's gonna take off. Um, if you go back and watch my videos, you can see the proof there of that of hey, this is a token you're gonna want to get in. There's a lot of big players. It's on 32,000 watch lists on Coin Market Cap. It is ranked 374. Solanaium will probably be in the top 150 to 100 tokens in the next bull run. I believe this is going to be a 25 to $75 token in the next bull run, and it's just doing well, and I think it's ready for its next pump. Whenever Solana can make it north of that $300 to $400 mark, we will see a um a massive, just nasty pump out of Solanium, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. If you actually look at their Twitter, okay, if you look at their Twitter, they have 371,000 followers on their Twitter. That is very unique for a cryptocurrency that nobody is really speaking about. Okay, it has a huge community. So I would just tell you all to be mindful there. Sunday swap is going to have huge potential. Sunday swap will be the pancake swap and the uniswap of the Cardano ecosystem. And I am on Cardano as well. I do have a Yoroi wallet. So I do have NFTs that are up for sale. Um, so there's definitely something that I'm looking out for. So and then also to talk of Star Atlas, the Pierce X4 ship did drop today, and so did the Fimble Ecos Grenader. So if you guys are into Star Atlas, make sure that if you were trying to get one of these ships, they are out. Registration is out. So if you were interested in joining a guild for Star Atlas, I am putting my guild in the chat. That way, everyone has the opportunity to join. So yes, so Hubris, if you, I don't know if you've already seen my Sunday swap video. I will probably be making another one here in the future about the actual potential of Sunday swap. They are working hard to keep picking up partners, and it is going to be an amazing DEX. And I also look forward to Sunday swap's NFT projects. Um, the pancake swap the pancake bunnies released last night, and it sold out in I think 5 seconds. They've already done over 30,000 BNB worth of volume. That is absolutely massive, and it hasn't even been a full lot coming for Sunday swap. I believe it will be a 20 to 40 to $50 token. So, um, if you're able to get in early day one, I would say it's not financial advice, but don't miss that boat, right? Just don't miss the boat. So that's all I got for you guys today. Um, Trade safe, trade smart, and don't risk more than you can afford to lose. And please, please make sure to tune in to all my videos. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and until next time, stay safe.